Hello, and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B, and I'm so excited to be back with you today. It's been a while since I filmed a Flosstube, which at this point, like, I think you can just bank on the fact that I'm just inconsistent in timing, and that's fine. That's totally fine. And you guys have been really encouraging. Every time I come on, I say it's been a while since I filmed a Flosstube, and you guys are always so encouraging in the comments and everything. So I'm not even gonna comment on that. So I have got a lot of stitching to show you, some new organization that I figured out for the time being. My office is a disaster. I'm feeling very cluttered, very like, just, I don't know. I was just talking to my friend Holly last night, and she has been doing a fantastic job on her sewing space and her stitching space and like everything, just fully like purging, reorganizing and everything. And I was like, I need a professional organizer to come in and help me because I feel like I have too much stuff, and it makes your workspace like not really, I don't know, it doesn't make me want to be up here. So we'll see. I'll get it under control. I'm just particular. So with that being said, I hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday when I'm filming this. I don't know when I will upload it. Hopefully today, but I don't know. We'll see. We have piano lessons later, and I have some work calls and things like that. So we'll see. What else? I hope you had a great weekend. We spent the weekend on and off at my parents' house. We had a couple of really big doctor's appointments last week that went really, really well, and my parents went with us to those. So yeah, we met with a new specialist and everything. So for those of you who don't know, our youngest has hydrocephalus and epilepsy. And so he's 8. He's wonderful. And so that's what life looks like, right? And so this is just something I do for fun to kind of like just relax and have a good time. So we met with a new specialist last week, and it was fantastic. I walked away from that appointment on Thursday. And sometimes in the special needs community, it's really hard to get into people. In fact, the specialist that we met with on Thursday, we were told it would be 8 months before we could see him. And I got a call, and that was 3 weeks ago. I got a call on Wednesday and said, hey, we had a last minute cancellation and you live relatively close. Could you be here? And we immediately said yes. And so we dropped everything and went to that specialist appointment, and we walked away with 6 new referrals. I'm so excited about that. You know, advocating for your child can be rather tiresome sometimes. And so when you have a big win like that, it's just like a breath of fresh air. So this specialist spent 2 hours in the office with us, just really dissecting his life and everything, and just it was just wonderful. So I don't normally talk that much about our experience on Flosstube because I'd like to keep our private life private, but I feel like sometimes I only tell you when we're really struggling and not when we've had a really big success, like meeting a new specialist and advocating for things that we need in our life. And so yeah, that was really, really good. And then we had an appointment on Friday. He had a new device implanted that will hopefully help with his seizures. And so that went really well. Did a device check-in, and that went really well. So yeah, moving in a good direction right now. So fantastic. Anyway, yeah, I don't normally talk that much about that part of our life on here, but it was a really good thing, and I'm really happy about it. So, okay, well, let's get into stitching because we're 4 minutes in here and I haven't even talked about stitching at all. I think it's been a month since I filmed a Flosstube. I filmed some other videos and uploaded them, but I think it's been about a month since I filmed a Flosstube. So I have been diligently working on some things. Some things I really had a hard time putting down, which is great because they've been a WIT for a really long time. So to make some big progress on it was great for me. And then I'll walk you through some thought process I had on organization. I've got some gifts that were sent to me. And I want to show you those because they're amazing. And then I've got some haul, and yeah, so let's just get into it. Let's see. where do I want to start? Let's just talk about whips first. So the very first one that I worked on, I mean, at this point was probably like a month ago. This is in my Bags by Beth bag. I love her bags so much. I've talked about this bag before. I got it at StitchCon last year and felt like I was the luckiest person in the world that I went in there on Saturday afternoon and got such a beautiful bag. In it lives my Houses of Hawk Run Hollow that I treated myself to this year. You know, same conversation with Holly. It's really hard to spend money on yourself, especially when you've got littles. And so with a little bit of encouragement from my good friend Liz, I bought all the NPIs and have just been working on this, not making very much progress. I'm missing one color. So, I actually have a, I say that, oh, because this is a different color. Okay. I say that I have a trip planned to Keepsakes soon. I say I planned it. I'm going to Keepsakes soon. I'm just not sure when. Because my model from Twin Peak Primitives that I did for Market this year now lives at Keepsakes. And when I got that text from Stephanie while she was at Market that it was coming to live at Keepsakes, I literally had tears of joy, which is so silly to say that. But eventually when I will be able to make it through the story, I will be able to tell you why, like, that piece is just so sentimental to me and the time that it came. I've given like little snippets here and there, but I can't wait to go see it in person. So I want to schedule a trip to Keepsakes. And so I've got a list going of like, hey, pick up this while you're there and pick up that while you're there. So with all of that being said, I did pick this up for maybe just a day or two, not very long. And I am a bottom, what is this? Bottom left-hand starter. So I started with this block down here, and I very much started with the little bunnies right there. And so here I am on that, working on this house. I did change, I will tell you, I'm just remembering this as I'm holding it up. So in this, the houses, the windows and doors are like a red color. And I did put that in and kind of went over it with a couple of friends and was like, I'm not loving this. It wasn't as much of a contrast as it is in this picture. It was not proving to be like as big of a statement, I think, as the original. And so, I don't know, I wanted to change it. So I changed it to $6.93, MPI $6.93, which is pale palomino gold. So that is what I changed it to, and I'm really enjoying it. So I had all of that stitched and ripped it out and started again. And I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed it a lot more. I am missing the color 976. So I am planning on going to Keepsakes and I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up there. So that is that whip. I love that so much. It's one of those whips that, like, I don't necessarily care if I make a ton of progress on it as long as I'm working on it, because I enjoy the stitch, the process of that stitch. Some things, some pieces, and I think we can probably all relate to this. Some pieces I'm a process stitcher and some pieces I am a progress stitcher. So I think it really just kind of depends. The one that I've been working on so much lately is this Quaker Dwelling by Kathy Barrick. I love this piece so much. I started it in the beginning of 2021. It was my NYE 12x12 start. And okay, so if you've ever seen her trunk show in person, Kathy's picture of this and the model stitch are very different from each other. And I really enjoy the colors of the picture. In person, the colors are just a little bit differently. So I did my own color conversion and I went more closely to the picture than I did the model itself. So, I mean, I literally have a hodgepodge here of Bee Stitch Me, a lot of Bee Stitch Me's, some Weeks Dye Works. That main Quaker motif is in A Wicked Stepmother, Hey Jude, and I'm having thread anxiety. I have a lovely friend, Nisi Lynn, sent me a skein of it, and Stephanie gave me a skein of it. but I don't think it's going to be enough to do all of that outside edge. I will show you where I'm at with that. So I feel like A Wicked Stepmother has them listed on Etsy right now. I just need to go buy them. Leo and Roxy. This one's called Vixen. This was from their very first Leo and Roxy. It's not even called Leo and Roxy anymore. It's called Roxy Floss Co. This was their very first release. I like jumped on it and ordered floss from them when they, like, that is their first run of trying to dye floss at all. Some Bee Stitch Me, a little bit of color and cotton, and then a little bit of gentle art. So let me show it to you. I should have taken it out of the Q Snap this morning and I didn't. This is one of those pieces that I feel like is well loved. So it's not ironed. It's not like show ready, I guess, like to show you. So I apologize for that, but I just have loved it a lot. I've loved working on it. I've been watching, I've been able to watch Flosstube a lot more recently, which is such a blessing because I love the time that I feel like I can connect with my friends, even though like it's through a computer screen or a TV screen. And so I've been watching Brenda and Laura, and Laura has had, I met Laura over the summer in person. My story with Laura, let me tell you how I met her. So over the summer, I had gone to StitchCon, and upon getting off of the elevator, going to Liz's room, Nathan was with me and our youngest was with us. And going back to his story, we had had a really rough doctor's appointment that morning. And it was just a very emotional drive from Indy to Scentsy. And so I was just feeling like the weight of that, but like still excited to go see my friends, right? And so I was just feeling like, I don't know, I was just feeling very out of sorts. So, anyway, we get off of the elevator. I have not seen a single person. I get off of the elevator. Nathan and our youngest are taking me to the room to drop our stuff off, and then they're going to drive back to Indy. And Laura DeWitt is right there at the door, and she was like, "We're going to have dinner tonight." And that's like the first time I'd ever talked to her outside of like just living life, I guess, next to each other in this community. And Nathan doesn't watch Flosstube anymore as much as I do. And so I was like, okay. And she's like, well, I mean, like, that's if you want to. Liz and I thought that it would be cool to have dinner together. And so I was like, okay, I'll let you know, because again, I'm just like days. I'm in this like medical days. And so we get to the room and Nathan was like, who was that? She was like very anxious to have dinner with you. And Liz said, oh yes, we're gonna have dinner with them, whatever. So anyway, it was a wonderful, like, we went to dinner. It was wonderful. I saw her again in the hallway before we left, and she was like, did you decide? I said, yes, absolutely, we can go have dinner. It was such a lovely dinner to be able to sit with her and Jody and Liz and just be able to I don't know, just be around friends who loved me and cared and could get my mind off of things, even though they had no idea all of that was going on. And so I've been watching Brenda and Laura a lot recently, and everything that Laura's stitching, I'm just like, I want that in my house. I want that in my house. And I texted her one day and I was like, okay, friend, I want to start a Hands Across the Sea. I have started one. If you followed us during 12 by 12, I have one started. It is not easily accessible, or I would show it to you. And I love it, but I would like a big, like, statement piece. So I've been pulling some of like my more sampler things to work on recently. Just because, gosh, when they show things that they're stitching, I don't know, I love it so much. So I can't wait to have things like framed in my house. I've done so many smalls and things like that like I just want things framed on the walls of my house. So anyway, all of that to say, I pulled this because I do love it so much. And so this is on a piece of 46 count London Fog by Under the Sea Fabrics. So here I am. So I've started this house. Let me tell you, it's so dense, but This is a fantastic retreat piece. And why I say that, not necessarily the Quaker motif, although if you did one of these, then the pattern is the same. I will tell you, on the bottom of the pattern, when you actually look at the pattern, the model is correct, but the pattern itself has a correction. So make sure you pay attention to that. But if you did like one or two of these, then you've got the pattern, you can go up. But this house is perfect retreat stitching because you don't have to think too much. And unless you want the bricks to lay out exactly the way she does, which I am doing, I just switched the colors of, you can just kind of put your bricks in as you want to. So the darkest brick that you see there is, Turquoise from Weeks, I believe. And then the lightest brick, so that darker, these two are that turquoise. I can't say that word. And then the white, which you can barely see, but you can see it better in person, that is White Lightning. And then there is a little bit, where can you see it the best? Under that window, there's a line of a tinted blue. And that is the color and cotton that I have called Frosted Spruce. So I'm really enjoying it a lot. I'm babbling about this piece, but I don't know, I'm really enjoying it a lot. I haven't taken it off the Q stamp since I started the house. And so it's wonderful. I have been going with a Q snap for this piece because I'm not 100% why actually. I think it's what I had closest to me, if I'm being honest. I prefer stitching in a hoop, but I've been using a Q snap for this one. Okay. And there goes a Q snap arm all the way down the stairs. Okay, so let's talk about other things that I'm stitching. So I had this idea and I talked with my friend Sue, I call her Sue C. Pam and Steph talk about Sue Semino. I talked to her at Stitch Away this year because I am wanting a project bag that is like a project keeper. My project keeper is downstairs too, from Tiger Lily. But I want it to be almost like a file folder situation to where I always have a Christmas whip in there. I always have, all the holiday whips and then a sampler that I'm working on. So I can establish more of like a routine so that I can make some progress on my whips, because this is not even, I think this might be a third of what I have. I did a whip parade a few months ago, but I need to make some better progress. So Susie is a wonderful, wonderful sewer. She makes beautiful bags, and she, so we kind of chatted about it. I know that Pinky Pearl, something like that. Tammy and Holly, when we were at Stitch Away, showed me a pattern that was basically like this, and you like flip through it like a binder, but it was smaller, and I want it to be able to fit like full-size charts in it. So while Susie is working on that, for the time being, I purchased a literal file folder on Amazon. This was $10, and I was like, let me see if I can make this work. So for right now, I am using this as this like rotation style project keeper. So I will show you what is in here so we can have a baseline of where I'm at, and then some other whips that I've worked on are in here. So this is just an Amazon Basics, I think it's, Amazon Basics file folder. It was $10. It comes like this big, like all scrunched together. It's super little. I only have it about half full, but this bottom is what was important to me. See how much that expands? So that I can fit things in here and it not ruin this or ruin my projects at all. I was concerned about the heft of thread that goes in here, but I think I'm okay. I really, really enjoy this, and it will sit flat and just continue to expand as I need it. So with all that being said, I want to go over my projects that are in here so that I can show you kind of like what I'm thinking and where I'm at. Let me see if I can, okay, there we go. See, so I can even hook it to the back and just let it sit there and out and ready to go. So very first in here in my rotation is, this is from Not Forgotten Farm. This was a 12 by 12 start, another Quaker motif. And I got a very, very little start on it. So Not Forgotten Farm, Home Sweet Home, Be It Ever So Humble. I just love this. I think it's beautiful. And it is on a 46 count Mystic Fabrics in Olympia. And again, super tiny little start, but it's something that like I want to get done and hang up. So I think this will look, there we go. That's more. It's definitely white and gray over dyed. I love this. I love this. I went with the DMC for this. And so, so it was cost effective for me. You know what though? It might just be DMC. It is. It's called for DMC. So, okay. So then that is in a project folder so that I can work on it when I want to. And then the next one is another Not Forgotten Farm called Kind Words. Now, if I would just get my rear end in gear, then this would be a quick stitch. I just am having a hard time making time for it. So this is on a 46 count Be Stitch Me in coconut shell. And I believe it goes this way. Very tiny start. That's what a half an hour during 12 by 12 is. So that's in here. Okay, so those are two smalls, right? Okay, so I've got a Quaker motif. I haven't decided like what my sectioning is, I guess, but anyway. Okay, then there's this one. This is from the Home for the Holidays Blackbird book, and I am doing all of the stockings. So these little guys here. I've just pulled a bunch of pinks and reds that I really enjoy, not even doing called for. And then I have my stack of fabric here already cut and ready to go. Here is goes like this, tiny little start that I have, but they're all ready to go and they go in a file. The only thing I was concerned about, which has not happened at all, is what if the threads get under these file folders? And I've not had issues with that at all. And I've been working with this for about a month. So, okay, this is a width that I've worked on since I last filmed. And I'll show you guys. So just in the little bit that I've heard from Stephanie, you guys have really like sold out keepsakes on this pattern. So I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it. This is from Judy Whitman of JBW. And it is called Bluebirds of Happiness. It's gorgeous. I am doing it on the called for Atomic Ranch fabric. No, I'm not doing it on the called for. It's called Freeze something. And I'm not doing it on the call. I'm doing it on what Keepsakes did their model on. But mine looks different than some. So I have a piece here. It is 46 count. And mine has a bit more of a green tinge to it, green and pink. And so I'm really enjoying that. Here is where I'm at on that. I think I just maybe came over and did some of the vines and flowers a little bit. I maybe just worked a day on this, but still enjoyable. Really like it. I have plenty of fabric, so I'll be able to frame that and cut it off. And then if you were a part of Stitch Away, if you attended Stitch Away, we got a coupon code to have Lisa frame this for us. And let me tell you, I believe she's L&M Framing. Hang on, L&M Framing. And you can follow her on Instagram. She's our friend Lisa. She's a part of the Crockpot crew with Pam and Steph. And so I'm excited. I want to get it done so I can get it over her to frame. We have a piece at her, I think it's with her right now, that Steph and I finished at Stitch Away. Okay, speaking of samplers, so that's just a piece that I have going. Speaking of samplers, I pulled this. This is the 2020 Pandemic Sampler. And this is by Sarcy Girl. I love that. I have not worked on this in a long, long time. So I wanted to pull this, and I did my own color conversion, and this is 46 count B Stitch Me in Stonehenge. I wanted it dark like the picture. So I have not worked on this yet, but it's in this file folder so that I can put it in a rotation. Like I said, I haven't decided what my rotation is. I don't know that I'm a good, like on Sundays I work on this, on Mondays I work on this. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm leaning towards maybe like 2 days of stitching, because I don't always get to stitch every day as much as we would all love to. We don't get to do that. And so, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe if I get 2 days of stitching, then I can move on to the next one. I don't know if that's really accurate. Okay, I always want a hem going because I'm working on that hem wall above our piano. So I've got Heartstring Samplery's Amazing Grace. I already finished, what was this one? It Is Well. So I've already finished that one. What? Yeah, it is well. I already finished that. And so I always have one going. With that being said, I haven't started it. So that's my next piece. So I have that in a file folder because I always want one going. Then this next one, this is one I put down this month and could not, that I picked up this month and had a hard time putting down. And so I've had this since 2020. Let me take a drink. I feel like I'm just rambling. I've restarted it like 4 times. And finally somebody decided to host a SAL this year. And so I joined, and I don't go to Utah. I wish I could, but that's just way too far for me to travel. And so, I jumped on the bandwagon and I was like, you know what, maybe if I have a SAL to split this up, then I'll work on it more. And so this is the Drawn Thread Sunnyside Sampler. I am working this on a piece of 40 count color and cotton. I don't remember the colorway, but here, got a random thread. Here I am on that. So I am up to date, except for, I am cheating just a little bit. I have not decided what to put at the top. So do you see in the picture, there is keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side, keep on the sunny side of life. Okay. So that's all the way across the top. And the motifs go around that. So you'll see this house and this tree are taller because that space is meant to have those over 1 words. The over 1 words are not the problem. I don't mind those. I think I want to switch the saying. So I'm still trying to decide on that. So I'm keeping that for last. And then I haven't done the vines in between the letters at the bottom. But I'm up to date on all the houses and motifs so far through April. I think through April. I could be wrong. But I worked on this a lot this year. So, okay, so that's everything in my file folder. So here's what, if you are gonna try this, which I don't know if anybody even cares about this. I just think it works well for me, and it doesn't have, like, I could have a cute little like basket and stuff sitting by my bedside, which is where I do the most of my stitching. I could do that, but I have cats and I really don't like them getting into my baskets and laying around my projects. It makes me very nervous. Sorry. So I want them in something so I could have my project bags lined up and that would be fine. I don't know. I just get a little bit nervous. So I like that I can completely close this up and have it all contained. My suggestion, if you do something like this, make yourself or get even some Ziploc bags that are flat like this to flatten all your threads. So every thread that I need for Sunnyside is all in here, and look how flat that is. So some of my projects, if they have a lot of thread, they're in flat bags like this. And that way it keeps that bulk out. But I really enjoy how this file folder just contains everything. I really I don't know, I really, really like this. So all of that to say, I don't know if anybody really cares about that information, but I am really enjoying it. So it's working well for me, and I'm going to establish some sort of rotation. Maybe by the next time I film, I'll have one. But like, I know the thing that isn't in here, and I probably won't, is like, I always have a Sal going with Steph. So I won't keep it in here, but, cause she and I don't consistently work on them all the time. It's like, we work on them when we're together mostly. So, okay, that's all my whips. Are you bored yet? That's all my whips. Let's go to haul. So I got my Color and Cotton in. I just got it. I don't remember. Maybe we just picked it up yesterday. I'm trying to remember. But Color and Cotton has changed their packaging to where they are in these bags now. And then they have a tag with a light bulb clip to them. So this is Renaissance, and I get 40 count and a 1/4 yard. So this is Renaissance. That's a pretty good color match. It's a beige that leans a little pink, which I enjoy that. That's a really good like sampler to me. That's a really good sampler color. I would be very interested to know what your favorite Hands Across the Sea is, because I am looking. I am looking. I saw a gorgeous needlework press. Yvette Go on Instagram. She posted for Salt Boxes, which that's another person I've been watching a lot. Excuse me. Salt Box Sampler Sunday, or Salt Box Sunday Sampler, something like that. Yvette posted one from Needlework Press yesterday. That was beautiful. I think it's In All Things Be Diligent. Something. It was beautiful. And it was like a bunch of alphabets, and then it had a little like town motif in the corner. It's already in my cart with all the DMC threads, so we'll see if I get to that. I'm not going to open this on camera because it is that really loud fabric, but this is my Be Stitch Me order this month. It is called Flan. I get 46 count and I get a 1/4 yard. It has... Oh, that's actually a really good representation. It's very yellow, and it has like some mauve in it, like these. That's a good mauve color. And then, excuse me, this is the February silk. So all pinks and reds. Love that. That's a very loud truck. I'm talking so much I'm losing my voice, which does make sense. Okay. All right, then the other thing, I am so excited about this. And if you are not a planner person, that's okay. I completely understand. I am a planner person, and I am I plan more functionally and pretty. Does that make sense? So I've showed you guys my planner on here before, but I like to use a lot of stickers. I like to make it, because, you know, I'm using it every single day. I like to make it pretty and festive. I loved when I did my Stitchers planner. What is that called? Where I was like I started that in 2019. And then I even did like a flip through of it on here. And I love seeing that everyone's doing that now and like putting stickers in them and everything. So I do that on a normal basis, like with my everyday planner as well. And Liz had texted me maybe 2 weeks ago, and my favorite sticker shop is Sterling Ink. And I'm not just saying that because of what I'm about to tell you, but it actually is. If you look back in like other planner stuff that I've talked about, Sterling Ink is pretty forward in all of my planning. It's because I really like her design style. So I use a Hobonichi, which is I understand if you're not in the planner community, then I'm just saying a bunch of gibberish. But all of this to say, I really like Sterling & Co. I really like her style. I really just like all of her drawings and everything. She just is very, very cute. So Liz texted me about 2 weeks ago and said, hey, she's doing a PR team for the spring. You should apply for it. And because I get her subscription kit every month, and I have since November, and I love it. I use every single piece of the subscription kit in my planner, and I'll do a separate video on my planner and like how that goes. So in case you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. And I was like, okay, it's a long shot because I'm not a planner company. I'm not, my Instagram is not planner forward. And I only talk about my planner like in the middle of a Flosstube, like right now. But I'll just try it and see. And then I got a text last Monday that said, hi, welcome to the Sterling PR team. And I about fell out of my chair. It had been a really rough weekend, and it was just like, it was such a joy. And I was like, I can't believe I'm on this PR team along with these other like major planner community people. What am I even doing here? And so all of that to say, I got my April kit, which I paid for this. I'll tell you about that in a second. Anyway, I paid for this. Look how cute these rain boots are. So this is all April themed. So this gives you like a indication of what is in here. And then I'll open it and show you. Sorry, I just said I wasn't going to open that other bag. Okay, so I get the full premium kit for Sterling Ink. I pay $35 a month, and it decorates my entire planner for the month. So I will show you what's in it. And I've showed you this kit before. Like I said, the PR team just started last week. But inside are really cute. Look at that. She hand draws all of these things. All of them. She's a homeschool mom. She's very, very busy. I thought this was upside down, but it's not. Look at the little rain boots. Are you joking? So I use all of this in my planner, and I'll film a video on like how I use it and all the things. But that atrium is just gorgeous. Pretty these flowers are. Okay, so that's just like the smaller portion, and then in this envelope is going to be like your vinyl sticker. So I'm sure I have another rain boot sticker like what was on the packaging. Oh, look at this. It's a vinyl sticker that is a chair. That's cute. Here's my tabs for my planner that tell me it's April. Like adorable, adorable, adorable stuff. There's more stuff in there. So, and then you get larger stickers as well that are days of the week. And then these are date covers. And then these are vellum sheets. There are 2 per month. And they're beautiful. And they're all hand drawn. And they're just simply gorgeous. So all of that to say that I am now part of the spring PR team for Sterling Ink. And so if you are a planner person, I do have a discount code that gets you a little bit of a discount if you want to order things from her, or if you want to join her subscription club and all the things. I find it very beneficial. It is on the pricier side of subscriptions, planner stuff, but the quality is just fantastic. And the fact that I can look back at my planner with such joy, and like, I was talking to Nathan about this the other day. Like, I have to track so many things now, like calories for my son, medicine for my son, everything he puts in his mouth. And like, the fact that those are just reminders of where we're at in life with him, I need something, not need, that's a wrong word. I would like something to make that a little less monotonous. And so to have things like this that are beautiful and make my planner beautiful and everything, I really, really enjoy it. So if you're interested, I will put the link down below, and then my discount code if you would like it. She sells planners. She also sells notebooks. They're beautiful quality. I do not have one yet. I know one is coming my way. But just to put that out there. Okay, enough about that. So look for a planner video eventually. I don't know. Okay, I have some things kitted that I want to start soon, and some things kitted for Tech Guy that he wants to start soon. So I thought I would show you those. And then lastly, we'll do gifts that were sent to me. So this is Heartstring Sampler. Okay, let me tell you a little bit of backstory of why I have these kitted. So Tekka and I don't get to go out on dates. We've been on one date in the last 4 years, and it was for his birthday in January. And that's not to say poor me. This is something that we choose. We don't want to burden anyone else with the care of our son. And so we choose to just not have date nights. Instead, I try to, and he does as well, try to plan at-home date nights. So we were having a family over for lunch and needed to like really deep clean our house the night before. And so he came in and I had just a wicker basket of like cleaning supplies and a wicker basket of prizes. And then a little thing with like folded up pieces of paper, and you drew one. So you would draw one and it would say like living room, and then we would go clean the living room together. And then every once in a while it would say draw a prize. And so I kitted some projects up for us. I had some candy in there, just like fun things to like make something not fun, like cleaning your house, to make it like a little bit, I don't know, something more to like look forward to. So I had these kitted up ready to go for that at-home date night. So this is My Necessity by Heartstrings Samplery. I love this so much. He picked this up, I think at Keepsakes. I say that, but it doesn't have a Keepsakes sticker on it. Okay, so he picked it up someplace to start it, and I kitted it up for him. So this fabric, I have no idea what it is because it was from his stash. And then the thread he will be using is Carriage Black from Gast. So I put a little pack of needles in there and his thread and then his fabric ready to go so that he could have something. Tekka is so busy right now. He's not stitching like at all, but I know he wants to. So that's why I went ahead and did a kit for him. My mom doesn't watch these, so I can talk about this, but this is something I picked up at Stitch Away this year, and it is a JBW Antique Rooster Sampler, all in red. So I picked this up and knew that I would want to do this for my mom for probably her birthday. For Mother's Day, I am reorganizing her. She has a she shed that is her craft room. It is a 12 by 12 shed. And so, 15 by 15 shed. And so I'm organizing and redoing that for Mother's Day. So this is going to be for her birthday. I am going to put it on Love Letter by Color and Cotton on a 40 count. And I am using the color Cupid. Whoops, you can't see that. Classic Colorworks Cupid on there. So this fabric definitely pulls pink, and I just think it's going to be beautiful for here. The fabric she used is 32 count Zweigart and flax, but I think this is just going to be beautiful. So I kitted that up for myself. So I need to start that soon so I can get a good headway on that, because I will probably frame that for her. She'll put it in her kitchen, I'm sure. And then, okay, I've had this since Liz released it, and I have not done anything with it. And she showed her room at Market, and I saw it hanging, and I was, I'm gonna pull that out. So I kitted myself the engraver's chart. I'm gonna finish it exactly the way that she has it, which means you might want a stiffer fabric for that. So I have a ton of 45 count, come on, from Hoop and Frame, like a ton. And so this is Legacy Linen, 45 count. I buy it at Hoop and Frame. It is very, very stiff. They also put tissue paper in it, which is what you're hearing. This is like, it looks like a raw linen. And so my thought process is I want it stiff so it will hang well on those leader ender bars. So I did that, and I'm going to use the color Wrought Iron on that. And so that's going to make this, and I think it's going to be beautiful. So I want to start that eventually. So those were just like some cute little prizes I had for us that night that would make cleaning the house maybe not so monotonous. We also had things like take a popcorn break and take a shower and stuff like that. It was just to try and break up that. Do you guys ever do that? I don't know. He planned a date night last week that was like all spa themed, which was incredibly, incredibly sweet. Okay. So, you know, you have to make time when you don't have time. So all of that to say, it's not easy. Marriage isn't easy, but you have to make time. Okay, gifts. So I got this. I'm not going to say who it's from, but I received this in the mail last week. Had no idea it was coming. I got a USPS informed delivery notification that something was coming from Amazon. And I was like, but I didn't order anything from Amazon this week. And anyway, this came. This is Meditations for Makers, Daily Affirmations for a Creative Life. It is beautiful. The pages of this are just beautiful. They're that like really soft, shiny paper. Okay, so for instance, this one says, I started a gratitude journal. I hated the idea, but everyone kept talking about them. I discovered that everyone is talking about them because they work. Jealousy is real and raw. There are so many other lives paraded before us to compare our own humdrum life to, but we forget that most of us create the life we want. We just have to get back to finding the beauty in your own lives, in our own lives, and remember why we made the choices that we have. That's a good one. I mean, this is just, it's very, very cute. Patience is mine to master. I will never really master it, but I'll never give up on it either. I mean, it's just beautiful, like just really sweet little encouragements. This would be cute. There are like some little like one sentence things. Making is often humble work, using torn bits and cloth, a thread, a needle. Simple tools that remind us of the power and humility. So like you could take out little sentences and things if you were looking to replace something in a sampler. This would be cute too. So anyway, this beautiful book, it's that really soft, like velvety cover too. It's gorgeous. And so thank you very much for the person that sent this to me. I noticed on social media, that's how I found out who eventually sent it. It was sent to a couple of dear ladies, and I'm just very excited about this. So thank you very much. The next thing is my very sweet friend Liz, who while I'm filming this, her birthday is today. Her birthday is today, and she sent me a package of amazing just goodness. And so I wanted to go through that with you. First off, she and Kathy went antiquing on their way down to Market. She found us these. They are old. They are crusty in the most wonderful way. Just quilt blocks, completely unfinished. She has a couple of them, and she sent me this one. And I was like, this is going to be gorgeous on the side of my bed with a little bedside lamp on it. Just, I love this so much. She knows how much we just enjoy these things together. We have been sending each other inspo on like things to do with these. Like I love seeing people make stockings out of tattered quilts that like they have no purpose anymore. And so it's just fantastic to have those things. Like they literally have burn holes in them. Like they're falling apart at the seams, and people make these beautiful things out of them. So I just think that's lovely. I had a little package of things. So like this is from Moda. It is Sewing Mends the Soul, and it's just a little magnetic closure notepad. Adorable. That's really cute to like keep here when I'm like making notes to film. And a cute little nail file with notions all over it. And then I opened this card from her, and it's really sweet. It just says happy stitching friend. And I said, when I was filming, my reaction to opening this box, because I wanted her to see my genuine reaction. And I opened this and I was like, Liz, is this your design? I feel like this looks like you. Is this yours? And then I put it away and started opening the other things, and come to find out it is. So remember that design in a second when I show you something. Okay. Next was this beautiful layer cake. So she bought this, and I did not recognize it when I first opened it. And then she sent me a response basically. So she has a quilt made out of this, of the very first quilt I taught her how to make, which is that log cabin out of a layer cake. She made it out of this layer cake, and she bought two and only used one. So she doesn't know this yet, but to commemorate me teaching her that, I'm going to make the same quilt out of the same fabric that she did. And she sent me this. This is Gingham Gardens by My Mind's Eye for Riley Blake. Look how beautiful that is. This doesn't even do it justice. Look at these flowers. And if you've seen Liz's quilt, you already know like what this looks like, but it's just stunning. So I want to make the same quilt so she and I have just something to commemorate that. I'm very sentimental. So something just to commemorate that. The fact that she sent me that is just so sweet. Okay. Then she got me some market releases while she was there. This is Plum Street. Look at this beehive. Spring Moon is what this is called. It's gorgeous. In fact, I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to order the threads for it. Love that. Then she got me this Teresa Kogut, Remember Me. I love this so much. And if you guys have not gotten a market order, I want to encourage you that Teresa has changed the way that she is doing her pattern books. And these are just simply gorgeous. So I will show you not a chart, but this is the last page. And it is on that shiny paper again. It's in a book, just like this. And you just saw a flash of the chart, and that's okay because you're not going to be able to do anything with it. But this color vibrancy is how the chart is. The chart is colored. It's beautiful. So anyway, okay, this says, when this you see, remember me. And then it has a couple of alphabets at the bottom. This is just beautiful. I love it so much. So that's from Teresa. And then this is really, really, really sweet. She saw this and thought of me, and I just thought this was so kind. So she got Kindred Spirits. And I just think this is so incredibly cute. I love those girls so much. And the detail in this is just beautiful. So, again, beautiful. This is a painting that she had done. And then she made that into a cross stitch pattern. I want the painting. It's just beautiful. So those are two charts that she got me from Teresa Kogut, which is just so generous of her to even do that. And then she sent me all of her market releases. So this is what she did in collaboration with X Stitch the Rainbow. This is the Tea Time palette. So, of course, Liz gave us a tea recipe because that's who she is. This one is Vanity Sampler. And I want you to look really closely at this section right here. And this card right here. So Liz figured out how to make cards out of her patterns, which are just, that's so creative. That's so creative. So love Vanity Sampler. I think it's gorgeous. Then we have the Forest Sampler, which on my trip to Keepsakes, I will be buying the threads for this because I want to start it. It's beautiful. Love that. Then we've got Gifts from My Garden. I've seen this up close, not in person, but in a video. It's just simply stunning. This one is Basket and Butterflies. I love this like postage stamp edging. Love that. And then this one is the 8th Day of Christmas. Stunning. I'm so excited about these. She's just a phenomenal designer, and I have so many whips that are hers because I love them. And then the last thing she gifted me was a collage book. It says Things to Cut Out in Collage. And at first I was like, oh, this is cute. It's like a sticker book, but you like cut them out and it's not stickers, you like put adhesive on them. But then what I learned is in the very back, there are collage pictures. Let me show you. Let me turn it around the right way so I can actually like see it. So there are collage pictures in the back of this that then, so let's take for instance, this girl, you cut that out and then you put all of these elements in wherever you want to make beautiful collage pictures like this. Are you kidding me? Look at all the detail in that. I just think, I don't know that I'll ever do this because I don't know that I can be this creative. But the fact that like this is so cool to even look at, I think my son is going to love looking at this, my oldest. We have been looking at artwork, like vintage artwork where people take and like put aliens in it and it's just super cute. So I think this is adorable. I would love to say that I'm this creative to figure out how to put an eye over a cat's eye and like make the cat look like Godzilla. But I just think this is gorgeous and I'm so glad to have it. So thank you so much, Liz, publicly for my sweet gift. And look, I've got, you might be a stitcher if you have thread on you. So I have kept you for almost an hour. So I think I should stop talking now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's good to just be able to sit down and film and show you my progress on things and just kind of, I don't know, feel like we're connecting even though we're not really in person. So my next in-person thing, I'm going to StitchCon. I do StitchCon and I do Stitch Away because they're close and I can still be a call away from home and be home in an hour and a half. So I think that's my next thing, other than maybe a trip to Keepsakes. And all of that being said, I would love to know what your favorite Hands Across the Sea is because, or just your favorite sampler in general, like antique sampler. I really would like to start a statement piece for our house and really get a sampler wall going. I have all these plans and then I get no progress made on my whips, but that's okay because that's stitching, right? We're enjoying the things that we like to enjoy. So anyway, with all of that being said, thank you so much for joining me in the Hive today. There are so many hours in your day and you choose to spend time with me and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for joining us in the Hive and you guys have a great week.